were dying. I'm back. Thanks, everyone. The Wi-Fi died. The batteries died. But here I am. Hello. Welcome to the Savvy Lou Sound stream. This thing's broken. This thing behind my bed is broken. That's kind of messed up. Welcome to the Savvy Lou Sound stream. Now that I'm cold, I'm going to cover up a little bit. Unless y'all don't want me to. I'm just kidding. So, anyway, where was I with my story? I don't have anything to hold on to, like, except for, okay. Todd got me this. So anyway, we've been trying to survive, and Todd's been helping me. So then the elevator was broken at that other place for 2 years. Or no, so not 2 years, 6 months. And I don't know, are you guys still here? I think everyone left except for Todd. Did Todd leave too? I don't know. Is anyone still here? I don't know. Anyway, so we were... this shirt. Okay. The elevator was broken for 6 months, and the whole time I kept trying to advocate for it to not be broken. And of course, well, it was after they fired the old manager that it started becoming a problem. They started looking for reasons to try to get rid of us. So Sanson got sick, and they were like, oh, you're not allowed to have a rabbit, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, they're my emotional support animal. And also, legally, they had let him stay there for more than a year at that point. So they didn't have any grounds to do anything to us legally. And, you know, it's been a struggle to pay for all this. Because the more stressed out I am, I can't even ask for help. The more stressed out I am, the more I feel like it's my fault that my family's suffering. I feel like it's my fault that my family's dying. This is trauma that goes back my entire life. Because anytime Mom would try to defend me, thank you, Toddy. Anytime that Mom would try to defend me against my dad, anytime that she would try to get my needs met, she would get hurt. And so anytime I tried to advocate for myself, I have severe suicidal ideation, and sometimes it's worse than others. Advocating for someone else, I'm just like, you know, I'm pretty much okay. But first they tried to get rid of us because of Sanson. Sanson passed away. I didn't say anything about it. I just had a feeling I shouldn't say anything about it. Maybe because I was hoping to get Mom another emotional support animal and get myself another emotional support animal once I felt safer, once I could, you know, solidify some income. My Lady of the Night stuff is not going well because I got banned on Reddit. And Reddit's the only place I can get people to come by without constantly making content that I was too exhausted to make. And And the only space I had to make it was our little bathroom, and I had to be standing. If I stand too long, I get lots of swelling, lots of pain. It's horrific. Like right now, my feet are burning from everything, trying to move everything around. So, Sanson passed away, and then, all sorts of stuff happened in Todd's life as well. And then all of a sudden, it's January. I don't even know what January was like. I've blocked it out after someone made me have a major crisis, late January, and I haven't been able to use Instagram the way I used to, since then. Most of February, I was just zoned out, and then I started, just watching YouTube to get me to just keep going, just have something. And I found this amazing content creator on there. And then, since I didn't have Instagram on my phone, I ended up putting Twitch back on my phone. And this was right after that content creator on YouTube was like, hey, I'm actually going back to Twitch, because I was like, oh, I can't believe you you're on Twitch, and I've never been able to watch you, and or just when I found out you're on Twitch, you're not, I see that you're not on Twitch. And then they responded to my comment and said they were gonna start streaming again, and they usually stream Sundays, and they're from the UK. And I got super excited that she was back on Twitch, and since I had room on my phone because I got rid of Instagram and I only use Instagram on my tablet, I came on here, and then I checked on, people I haven't been able to check with for 2 years, ever since I had no way of getting on to Twitch, and no one knew where I was. No one knew that I lost my home. I guess they all just figured I gave up, or I don't know. No one asked me, no one checked on me, which in and of itself wasn't really triggering or anything. I guess I thought it would have been. I wasn't surprised at all. I mean, the majority of the people I was able to check in, they have their own things going on, and we weren't really friends. We were just community. We're colleagues here, so in the past I probably would have thought, oh yeah, my friend, but honestly, that word is always something that I've struggled with as someone with autism, undiagnosed autism. I care about people a lot more than they seem to care about me. And I'll randomly run into people who try to force intimacy before I'm ready, and then I get very confused, and I'm like, oh, I guess we're friends. And that goes back to the enmeshment struggles, and people like my therapist who take advantage of my fawning and take advantage of my attachment trauma. And everything that's happened since 2023 has been very just up and down and everywhere. Actually, since I lost Dalila in 2002, probably even before then, just realizing that I have complex CPTSD over the last 8 years that I've been doing Twitch, and the last 10 years that I've been trying to make content and do music and everything. I've learned so much about who I am, and boundaries that I've never wanted to enforce because it felt wrong to enforce boundaries. It felt wrong to ask for care. It felt wrong to, say that I deserve to exist, and that I deserve to exist in a way that makes me feel safe. But regardless, you know, um, things have been everywhere and all over the place. And Todd and I have been trying to figure out a way to build a life together. And this calendar year has been all over the place already. I don't remember much of February. I don't remember much of March, but I know it was around February, March, April that the hotel started doing other shit that was very distressing. It's just distressing me. Like randomly, mom like got out the room. She's never wandered. She has never had a tendency to wander. She never left the room. She just knew, like, whenever she was in the room, she just felt like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna keep to myself. I'm safe, and if I ever had to step out to run errands or whatever, and I came back, she was usually happy to see me. And someday, randomly, they said they found her. The hotel was like, oh, we found her. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, she was calm all morning that day. Like, she was not agitated. Like, that's, like, excuse me. Anytime mom was seeming like not herself, or seeming like scared or anxious or agitated or whatever, I did not like leaving the room because I knew that she was probably volatile, that if someone scared her out in the hall with all the screaming that's always happening there, that it could get worse. So she had had breakfast and, went on her way just normally that day. Nothing was unusual, nothing was bad. But somehow, she was roaming the halls, supposedly. So then, Todd and I set up, like a camera with Vito Ninja, is what it's called. VDO. It's like the letter V and then D, however you say D, and then O. Ninja. And it doesn't record or anything, but it was a way for, like, us to monitor mom while I had to run errands. Because I couldn't cook in that space. I couldn't do anything. So people would help me get food and I'd go pick it up. Or laundry was a big deal. Once a week I had to drive almost across town to go to a laundromat and get her clothes washed, and it was a place that has known me for a long time and they knew our situation, so they would help me out. And that was always the most stressful because if I didn't wash her clothes, like all her clothes were it's not like, you or I, most of us, if our clothes are soiled, it's sweat, dead skin cells, stuff that doesn't, you know, like it's unpleasant, but it's nothing that would physically like hurt you. But mom has incontinence issues and stuff like that, so this was clothes full of pee that if I didn't wash them immediately, it was going to be a problem. Then she wouldn't have anything to change into. So I had to wash her clothes. There was no other way. Like, I have no one here to help me do these things. And even if I would have asked people, it would have had to be on their terms, and I can't do things on anyone else's terms because of how up and down mom is. Because one day she's okay, one day she's not. One day she's confused, one day she's, singing, one day she's dancing. It's all over the place. That's how dementia is. It's unpredictable. Their sleep schedule's like unnormal, like unnatural. Like, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. And I can't sit there and just be like, oh, okay, at this time this is gonna happen. Like, I physically cannot, work around other people's schedules. That's another reason why I decided to be self-employed. You know, on top of what my therapist had suggested, because I can't set my own schedule. It's mom who sets my schedule, basically. Her needs, her care, everything she needs, everything that she's going through. So, why did I bring that? I'm trying to remember where I'm at. So, oh yeah, she supposedly got out of the room on her own, which is not something she's ever done. But, so Todd and I started monitoring, and then a month after the first time it happened, Todd witnessed them letting her out the room. And they claimed that they were looking for some suitcase trolley thing or whatever the hell, checking every single room. But like they left the door open for a while, and it was because of that mom like went towards the door and checked to see what was going on, and Todd heard them saying like, no, get back inside, don't come out, but she can't take direction. And they could have easily just closed the door and just kept the door closed until she got over it. She stopped paying attention or something distracted her. She can't fixate on anything, so she eventually would have just let it go, and not tried to leave. But then I was only like 15 minutes away at the gas station, and within those 15 minutes they claimed that she had gone up and down the stairs and all over the place and all over the elevator, and that people were coming downstairs to tell them that she had escaped 3 times in 15 minutes. And I'm like, why didn't you, if this is true and you didn't just let her out, because that's what we saw, why did you let it happen a second time and a third time? Why couldn't you just sit there after the first time and make sure it didn't happen again? It probably didn't happen 3 times. It probably did not happen 3 times. And I can't remember if that happened before or after the AC broke the first time. Like, Todd, I don't know if you can remind me of the timeline. Yeah, we'd had seen it if that would have happened. I think that the AC breaking the last time was before they let her out the room. It was after first. Okay, so first they let her out her room, and then we witnessed the maintenance guy, come in and supposedly fix the AC while she was in the room by herself, because I had gone down to talk with them, like I had a payment for them on that day, and I told them, and they had said it was going to be several hours before he could come by because he's super busy. And then I was like, well, can we try to like prioritize it so that it can happen today? And the manager all of a sudden waddled in all angry, and she was like, well, he's here until 3 o'clock, so of course it's going to be done today. He's got plenty of time. And I was like, oh, okay. So I thought it wasn't a priority, but I was like, okay, like, it'll get done today. And someone had ordered me some smoothies, so that we can have something to eat that was cold, and help mom keep cool until they looked at the AC. Todd says we had her on cam when AC first broke. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So the guy went in when we weren't in there, like 15 minutes after I had walked out to like driven out to try to pick up the food. And he supposedly fixed it. All he did was hit the reset button on the thing. And then, sorry, I'm getting sleepy because I'm horizontal. My neck hurts. So then, the room still felt slightly warm, and I just kept assuming that it was me. That, since it's so unfathomably hot outside, and anytime I went outside in the car, I was overheating. I thought, oh, it's probably all in my head. I'm sure the room is cold enough, and it's just me that, I'm just struggling to cool down because I've always had temperature regulation issues. I've always had temperature regulation issues with, like it takes me a while to warm up if I get cold, and then it takes me a while to cool down if I get too hot. So that's always been a thing. So I thought, oh, it's just the fact that it's just the fact that sorry, I'm sleepy again. I'm struggling to cool down because it's so hot outside and it's just a window unit. So fast forward to last Saturday, 1 a.m. There's a loud pop and like static. Mom was asleep. She didn't see it. I screamed because it surprised me so much. And it broke. Again. It didn't turn on or anything. And I went to see them, and they said they couldn't get someone out there until Monday because it was the weekend and they didn't have anyone there on the weekend. So they let us stay in a different room until it could get fixed because I had told them the heat is very dangerous for my mom. It can give her a heat stroke. And, because of that, they agreed to let us stay in another room, that same setup. So as soon as they let me go to that room, I dragged up everything I needed to keep Mom safe, like all her extra clothes, all her incontinence pads, like her bear that she feels safe with in bed, her blanket, or no, her blanket I left for last so that she wouldn't be missing it while we were in the normal room. And then, oh no! I'm just gonna lay on my back because it hurts. So, after all that, come here, pillow. Hold on. I need the pillow. So, after all that happens, Sunday, or no, we were in the hot room Saturday until they let us stay in a new room because they had said maybe, and they let us stay in the new room eventually, and it was like late in the afternoon Saturday that we finally, were able to sit in the new room after I slowly transferred what I needed over without hurting my back too much, even though it did hurt my back. My fucking neck is still hurting from all of that shit. But, eventually we settled down, and Mom ate, and it seemed like everything was fine. It seemed like everything was cool. We're fine, we're cool, like we're alive, etc. And then Sunday morning we wake up, Mom eats breakfast as usual. I couldn't sleep because I was anxious and tired from everything going on. I'm still trying to get comfortable. Sorry, you guys. So, Like, I just can't. Hold on. I'm trying, like, ah! This is what happens when I'm on the phone with Todd at night. Right now. Because I have my own space. So, my cubbies, my little stuffies help me stabilize my neck. So anyway, Saturday passes. She eats. Sunday she wakes up. She's fine. And then I go out to try to find us food that afternoon. And I come back and she's non-responsive. And then I get her to wake up a little bit and told her, here's food, here's food. And she, like, refused to eat it. And at first I thought it was PDA. I thought she was just refusing to, like, eat because she was upset with me for leaving her alone. And, then, all of a sudden she started throwing up. And she couldn't sit up at all. And, then I managed to get her to get up, and then she started throwing up all over herself. And she was having vertigo, and her voice sounded dried out a little bit. So I knew something was wrong. I ended up calling 911, and they came in and helped her. Sorry. Did I fall asleep on stream? I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, what was I saying? Todd? Todd, can you remind me? What was I saying? What was I saying? Todd. Oh yeah, I called for the ambulance. So then we're in the ER all of Sunday evening. I didn't have, my car. I didn't charge my phone. I hadn't charged my phone all the way because I was, I had just been out trying to get us food. And my phone was dying. We were in the ER all night. I was stranded there. And they're running all sorts of tests and stuff. And I'm there all night. Someone got me a lift home. And I went to get my mom's wallet and a few other things, and my phone charger and stuff like that, some clothes, some more clothes, some extra clothes for mom, because I didn't know, because I didn't know if the clothes she was wearing was going to get soiled or what was going on, so I wanted to make sure she would have some change of clothes, thinking she would be, they would let her come home, and I wanted her to have her bear to feel safe. And then I hesitated and ended up finding like a little stuffy for like $5 at Dollar General. And then I finally had my car and stuff, and they had admitted her by the time I got back. And within 2 hours that I wasn't there with her at the ER, she had already fallen because they had medicated her. And so in the care of medical professionals that people like Scott Rossi on Mastodon think is better, and versus my quote abusive care because I'm watching her 24/7 instead of trusting people who have a million other people to take care of, because our medical the medical world of the United States is a whole bunch of people who are understaffed, overworked, and there's only so much they can do. So within 2 hours of their care, she falls. And over, 5, 6 years of my care, nothing like that happening. So, anyway, she fell. They didn't make sure she ate. Like, they had brought her food and didn't really care if she ate or not. I tried to get her to eat. She wasn't really responding. So I went back to, the hotel late that night after I had gotten my car and everything and checked in on her and took her purse to her and stuff. And then the next day, I got in late that Sunday. So then Monday, I'm, back to the back to the hospital first thing because I wanted to get there before the doctors would come. They had said the doctors would be there sometime between 8 to 10. So I left early and tried to be there, um, you know, before 10 o'clock, which the hotel place, the front desk people aren't there until 9, so I had to leave to get there before 8. So I slept like maybe 2 hours and drove there. I drove over there. And when I came back that afternoon, because I needed to get some food, the room that had AC was locked, and I had to have them let me back in so I could get everything. And I thought they said that the maintenance guy, had been in the room and that he fixed the AC. Is what they said, right? This is what they said. So then, sorry, I'm starting to fall asleep again. That's when they dropped the bomb on me, saying that I wasn't allowed to stay there anymore. They claimed that mom broke the AC. They claimed that she stuck something in the outlet magically without getting herself electrocuted. And, because they were like, oh, this outlet is burnt. It had always been burnt. Um, since we moved in, I had originally thought it was like dirt or something. So, sorry. Starting to fall asleep again. So, anyway, that's when they dropped the bomb saying I wasn't allowed to stay at that place anymore. And then, we scramble, and I had to go back to the the hospital, and tell them, what was happening, because I didn't want mom to get released to the wild. Sorry, I shouldn't use that word. It's anti-indigenous. Um, she, what's, uh, I'm convinced you showed me a picture in 2024. Yeah, I'm 99% sure. I know I took pictures of damages that were in that room before I got there. So I go back to the hospital and I tell them, because they're like, oh, they might, what's the word? Dispatcher or whatever. They might let her go home. Discharge. Thank you, Todd. So they might discharge her soon, they said. You know. And I had to tell them, I don't know what's gonna happen, because we've been staying in this hotel and I might lose it. Blah blah blah. And then I had to, I ended up having to talk to a caseworker with everything going on. And oh, sorry. Um, yeah, I was scared of them, discharging her, and then her having to sit in the heat of the car with the AC. That doesn't work. Um, I feel like I'm falling asleep again. So I told them all that, and then the whole week at the hospital, I've been telling them she's ambulatory, she's ambulatory, she can walk, she can walk, she can walk. And they take her to a skilled nursing facility. And that was like late Friday. Oh, what was I saying? I think I keep falling asleep, you guys. I'm gonna have to end the stream soon. So, this caseworker gave me this list of these places, and they were like, "This is what they're recommending," and I was like, "Who is they? Who is they?" But she gave me a list of places that take her insurance, which is Medicare. That's all she has. And the caseworker claimed that, you know, I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, she claimed that these places would have adequate care for mom, that they would be able to take care of her and keep her safe, blah, 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 blah. And then, yesterday, I think it was yesterday. No, it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday. Friday afternoon, Friday afternoon, they move her to the skilled nursing facility. Like the doctor that morning had explained to me properly why, what they had said and all that. And they were like, it's just because you said that you're in between moving and blah 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 and blah blah blah. So I thought that they weren't gonna let her come home, so from what the caseworker was fucking saying. So then they sent her to this one skilled nursing facility. And Friday, and late Friday night, I go visit after I stopped by the hotel to do something. I can't remember what I needed to do. Oh, I needed to check the AC again. And it still wasn't working. And it was all week. It was check the AC, still not working. Check the AC, still not working. And it's just, I can't. I'm like so confused right now at this point. But it's been in and out of this space, and like trying to get this new place secured and everything. And over like a little over $1,000 short to be able to keeping it secure. And all that is going on. And then a friend was able to drive down and help me move everything. And they made it here yesterday. And, dealing with all that. And while I was trying to move everything from the old room to the new room, they called me from the first place. And they were very upset saying that. Oh, sorry, I fell asleep again, I think. Anyway, they moved her from that place to where she is right now without my consent. This other caseworker on Friday night had said that she wouldn't be allowed to come home at all. And all this other crap, like telling me to put her as do not resuscitate so that they don't break her ribs. So basically saying don't perform, like telling them that I didn't want them to perform CPR.
on her. So basically, like trying to encourage me to fucking let them kill mom, let them just let her die, and saying that that's what I should do, um, because she's old and it would break her ribs or something. And it was so traumatizing and confusing. And then at the very end, she was like, she might not be able to come home. I can't allow her to be released. Blah blah blah. And uh sorry, I'm dissociating and falling asleep at the same time. Uh, what was I saying? What was I saying? So yeah, they move her from one place to another without my consent, and that awful, terrible caseworker called me while I was driving to tell me this, to tell me that they were gonna move her, and I was like, I don't authorize that. Like, I wanted to research the new place before they just yeeted her, and then I wanted to know where it is, and I couldn't even comprehend what the hell the lady was saying to me because I was driving, and that was it's dangerous for me to have like to concentrate on, you know, words on the phone or anything I have to listen to while I'm doing something else, like the cup, you know. Oh wait, what was I saying? The cup? What? Todd, help me. What was I talking? I'm starting to fall asleep again. Todd, why did I say the cup? What was I saying? I need to finish the story so I can I'm going to take a nap and then head back. I'm struggling to keep track. Oh no. Oh my god. Well, anyway, I don't know what the cup is about. The cup. I'm gonna watch this back later and be like, what the fuck, Savvy? Are you drunk? No, I'm just sleep deprived. Severely sleep deprived. I have not slept well. Just Todd is sleep deprived. So anyway, my friend was helping me move everything yesterday, and then they were, calling me while I was trying to drive. This freaking caseworker bitch, and after she told me the night before that they weren't gonna let me take mom home, and then it's horrifying. It's horrifying. The place has terrible reviews, and I need to make sure that I can keep paying for this place until I can start working, like for sure working and having multiple streams of income, revenue, because people don't like mutual aid. They don't like the fact that I can exist and help people exist with things that aren't money, in exchange for things that are money. Like people don't like that. People with money don't like keeping other humans alive. They're just like, no, this is my money and I worked hard for it, as if I have absolute no fucking value unless I'm like, doing some bullshit for them. Like just me existing has no value unless they can get, some sort of benefit from it. Um, it's disgusting. Like, people don't understand that mutual aid isn't the same as charity. I'm fighting to keep my mom alive. I'm fighting to keep her safe. I'm fighting to make this world a better place than it's been. I'm fighting for disabled people, especially like invisibly disabled people, because like my mom, and her dementia, people with like other forms of neuro nonconformity were treated, you know, like we don't deserve to live because we think differently, because we have different needs, because we don't fit into this society. We're just treated horribly, you know, and that's what matters to me. And I that's what I try to talk about. That's why I try to change. That's why I try to educate people on, and I I try to make music so that people don't feel alone, and everything. Like, these are things I do that this society does not value, and like, the things I do don't bring income. Like, even waggling my titties around doesn't bring income, because I can't. I'm disabled, and I can't do things the way other people can, because I'm taking care of my mom. But even if I wasn't, you know, I can't be someone I'm not. And I deserve to exist. I deserve to live. Like, anyone who doesn't conform deserves to live. Even if we can't, work for it. Um, like, the earth has everything we need. The whole earth has everything we need, and we're slowly killing it. And this is important to me. And this is what I try to advocate about. This is what I try to talk about. But that won't get me money from the capitalist people who are trying to control everyone because they're scared of someday not having money. So anyway, all that to say, Mom is stuck in this place, and I really, really need help with keeping this space so that when she's finally back with me, I can come on here and make pretty music for you guys and play little games and talk about this things that matter to me, talk about mental health, and just, do what I believe matters and be who I am and try to make income. I'm like so upset with trying to trust people to see my worth. Like, that is basically it. I'm tired of trusting people to see my worth, to see that I am worth keeping alive, that my mom is worth keeping alive. And so I have to, bend myself backwards and shove myself into a box and do a normie job as much as I can without fucking killing myself. Like, not masking, like, it's so exhausting to force my neuro, like, chemistry to be someone I'm not. But because people don't value who I am, I have to at this point. And I am desperately begging people to help me do the work that does let me be myself, that doesn't exhaust me to the point that I can't function with like normal things. I'm falling asleep on stream. Just like the amount of like the amount of energy I have to exert just to like have conversations with people and mask and camouflage so that they don't lock me away and all this other stuff. Like, it is so much work. I should be allowed to be who I am and still live, still get food, still have shelter, but people don't believe in this. And until they do, we're all gonna suffer. Like, anyway, so Mom is stuck there. They, the night nurses and stuff have witnessed abuse. Like, the Spanish speaking ones have warned me about it. And they keep saying, you need to take your mom home. And I'm like, I know. So anyway, I hope to be able to stream more often again. I am really, really hoping that people help us stay alive until I can get a normie job and whatever. And clear the eviction off my record and whatever. In this space here, with me having my own room and mom having her own room, I can do the work that honors me, but I can also do the work that, slowly kills me. Just to make things do. Just to survive. And if for any of you who think that people are worthless unless we're working, there you fucking have won. If you fucking let me keep alive, I can fucking go to your little, whatever normal jobs and do things that hurt me just to like earn a living and survive or whatever. Whatever. So I can make more of my Lady of the Night content that I can't really talk about without risking coffee and my little bit of income from there. I can, people don't respect life. Humans don't respect life. And they expect you to earn everything. Like, other animals don't work to survive the way we do. They have food, shelter, everything without having to beg the powers that be for $5. But it is what it is. And I'm just desperately hoping mom comes home. I'm scared of them killing her there while she's there. They're supposed to do assessments and stuff tomorrow, and from what some of the people there have been telling me, it might not happen tomorrow. But I'm really, really hoping, because I can't sleep while I can't keep an eye on her. And I had only come home to try to eat something, and I'm dehydrated still. I needed to cool off, and I need to hydrate because there's nowhere for me to sit. And as soon as I go there, I have to walk with her, or sit with her in a different area because it's overstimulating. It's super loud. There's, TVs and music, and people follow us around because they're all like, I don't understand what you guys do to your elders. I don't understand it. Someone grows old, they're no longer useful to you, so you shove them in a closet, basically. You shove them in a societal closet so you don't have to think about the fact that you're getting old. You don't have to think about the fact that we all die. You don't have to think about the fact that we all get sick. And instead of honoring everything, every bit of wisdom that they have for us, through years and years of existing, instead of like honoring that life that went through so much and did so much to survive, their system, their nervous system keeps surviving, their bodies keep surviving. They carry wisdom, whether or not they can even communicate that anymore. Like, my mom has dementia, but so much of who she is can still, teach us about who we are, about how we can function in this ecosystem that is the earth that we're destroying with climate change. Like, there's so much I've learned about my own trauma and everything just taking care of her. And it's not to say it's like, because I hate talking about stuff like this in this context, because it just adds to the fact that someone only has worth if they have something to give you. And it's not about that. I'm trying to express that every living being has inherent worth. And it is our responsibility as being part of this ecosystem to honor those things and keep them alive. Like, not discard them, not like, don't take a whole living being and look at them like a dirty sock that has a hole. Oh, this is useless to me now. I'm just going to throw it away. Like, why did people in this society throw away their elders? Why? Why do you throw away your elders? You see children who are defenseless, and somehow they have more value than an older person who's defenseless. Oh, because they're the future. Like, the future isn't the only thing that has value. I'm not trying to say that kids don't have value. Like, I struggle taking care of kids. Like, I don't want kids because we're so overpopulated in this world. You know, I struggle with that. Like, seeing kids being well taken care of really triggers all of my trauma of not being well taken care of. So it's distressing, but that doesn't mean I think that kids shouldn't exist. What I'm trying to say is that people, people who care about taking care of others, as soon as someone says, oh, there's a child in the household, oh, we have to feed them. We have to house them. That's even how the fucking, like, government works. Like, if you have kids, of course you're getting food stamps. Of course you're getting food stamps. You gotta eat. But if you have a 60-year-old person who can't work, you have a 20-year-old person who can't work. Oh no, they don't get food. They don't get food unless they can earn their keep. Unless they can earn their keep, they don't get to eat. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Can a baby earn their keep? No. But they get food, they get fed, they get shelter, they get taken care of. Why? Because their life has value. But the eugenics that we all live through, you just sit there and, oh, because they're old, they're going to die anyway. Well, guess what? Even when you're 5 years old, you're going to someday die eventually. So if that's the logic you want to use, then we should just discard everyone. Like, it shouldn't be what we can give, monetarily. It shouldn't be like some number that, like, we can add to the universal billionaire, 1%. Like, that does not define your worth, your level of ability, your level of disability, like your age. None of these things define your worth. You're alive, you have worth. Like, a tree is alive, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't move, it doesn't dance, it just, helps filter the air. It has worth. A fucking roach, even, that they're nasty, but, they're nasty because they take care of trash. What do? They get organic material from things that we discard, and they turn it into nutrients for plants. That's what insects do. All the little creepy crawlies that, like, make us like, that's what they do. That's what they do. They help the ecosystem keep going. Like, even the things that we find less value in because they scare us, because, like, our nervous system remembers that these little creepy crawly things have germs, and the germs make us sick. That's why we're scared of insects. It's not because, like, the human race just, there is ingrained DNA passed down from our trauma, from our, lived experiences, that tells us this little creepy crawly thing can lead to me getting sicky. That's why we don't like certain things. That is why we like other certain things, because it's our lizard brain communicating what all our ancestors lived through and learned. That's why trauma changes your DNA. But anyway, all that to say, again, the way we treat our elders is disgusting. And every time I walk into the memory care center, which I didn't even know what that was until they already took her to one, they all want to go home. And someone today like when I went in, they said it, oh, that's just part of the disease. They all want to go home. No, like I was telling Todd on the phone afterwards, like maybe they all want to go home because some part of their nervous system knows that as an elder, like animal, if as a herd animal, like if you're elderly and you stay with your herd, you get food because your body can't keep up the way it used to. You can't get food for yourself. So you need your community, you need your herd to help you have food. So that is probably one reason why elderly people who are abandoned and thrown away and discarded from the rest of society, just shoved in a closet. Don't look at them. We don't have any dirty clothes here. We don't have any skeletons here. That's how we treat our elderly. People have been discarded. They want to go home because that their nervous system is probably telling them this is where safety is. If if an elder elephant stays with the other elephants, they know they're gonna they have the younger elephants to like physically take care of them, like from predators. They always go for the sick and the weak and the elderly, the predators, but the bigger, stronger, or whatever, younger members of the herd protect them. They try to protect them. It's not like they just let them strangle on for themselves. They try. The elephants like all get around the little babies when they're drowning. Like they save each other for a reason, and I am not like 100% sure that we as humans, when we're discarded, like we feel the need to be around other humans who are younger to try to keep us alive. Like it's not that they just want to go home because it's their dementia and they don't understand that this is their home. No. Like their nervous system probably understands that that place is not correct. It's not the way that we should be taking care of our elders. It's unnatural. It is unnatural. Like we as a society should be taking care of our elders who have they have wisdom to share. Like they have survived so much that our younger bodies have not gone through yet. They have things to pass down still until they pass away. But no, everyone just wants to toss them away because they're in the way. They can't make food anymore. They can't make money anymore. Just get rid of them so I can go and like make money myself. Like that's how everyone's treating me when I go in and I'm telling them, I'm tired. They're like, "Oh, well, you deserve rest." Of course I fucking deserve rest, but I can't rest adequately because my mom is away from me. And I know, like, my nervous system knows that she's in danger there. Like, I'm not saying that I don't want help. I'm not saying that I don't deserve rest. Like, when she was with me, I was exhausted and everything, but it was a different kind of exhausted. It was a kind of exhausted that I wasn't getting the help I needed to take care of her. I was in a space where I couldn't take care of her properly. I was in a space where I couldn't do what I needed to do to feel like myself. It wasn't because, she's left to the unknown, like, basically left for the wolves to just kill her. Like, my nervous system is feeling that. It's feeling that lack of tether because she's not with me. It's like she got separated from the herd. That's how it feels. That's exactly how it feels. That she's not with the rest of us. And right now the rest of us is just her and I, but like I feel like I don't know how to word all this because I'm so exhausted, but it's just, like, yes, I'm tired, but I'm not tired of taking care of her. I'm tired of my needs not getting met. I'm tired of constantly fighting for shelter. And this is something that's going, like, that kind of tired is not going to go away, even if, God forbid, like, mom passes away or never comes home. Which, that is really not what I want. I want her home. I want her with me. But even if whenever the day comes that she will not be with me anymore, if I am in the same situation I am right now, I'm still going to be equally tired. I'm still going to be equally triggered because my basic needs are not being met by my community. My community has abandoned me. Like, I have mutuals who care and they're doing everything they can, but, you know, resources aren't being used adequately. Certain people are using more resources than others. That is the reality. Like, Corey, my friend Corey, who has no one taking care of them, and they have no one to take care of, is equally as tired and sick because they can't stay sheltered, because they can't keep having food. It has nothing to do with caring for another human being. Caring for another human being is physically tiring, yes. Emotionally tiring, yes. But if your basic needs are being met, it makes taking care of another human being much less distressing. Because you know, at the end of the day, if all your needs are met and all their needs are met, you can rest, you know, and then the next day you get up and do it all over again. Because that's just life, you know? Like, Samson would wake up, he would need food, he would need water, he would get tired of taking care of his little body, and then he would rest. He was still tired, even though, you know, if he had another bunny to take care of, like, if he had a little self of him to take care of, he would eat, he would make sure his other little self would eat and have water and shelter and everything, and they would both get physically tired from just existing. That is the natural cycle of things. You do things, you get tired, you sleep, you recuperate. You do things, you get tired, you sleep, you recuperate. That is not the same. It is not the same as what I'm experiencing right now. I am tired because I cannot rest without my mom being safe. I took in Samson and I took in Delilah knowing that these living beings that are on the earth, that were part of my ecosystem, that were bunny parts of my community, were being abandoned. They were being neglected. And my nervous system cannot just turn the other cheek or turn away and be like, oh no, they don't exist because I don't want to. Like, I can't know that there's someone in need and I have what they need. I can give them what they need without hurting myself and not give it. You know, I can't, you know, if it doesn't hurt me and it benefits them and I have that resource, that is the natural reflex. You know, if you have water, enough water for yourself, and you see another living thing that needs water, you can give them water without hurting yourself and, like, sustaining them. I can't see that situation and just be like, no, I need water for later. I can't do that. I can't. That is not something I do. That is not me. I am naturally a healer. I am naturally a nurturing person. If I have the resource and it doesn't hurt me, I give it. That is just who I am. Right now, I'm offering the resource of my wisdom as a 42-year-old woman, a 42-year-old brown disabled woman who's probably autistic, I'm giving wisdom out for free. No one's paying me. Unfortunately, I do need income to keep doing stuff like this. I need income to keep having water and food and shelter. It's not because I do it, it's not because I don't care about what I'm doing. It's not because I'm only doing this for the money. It's ridiculous. That whole thought is ridiculous. People who create things deserve to have housing. They deserve to have food. Like, people don't value what we do. Why does some fucking asshole stockbroker who just runs around, like, throwing numbers at people and running around making money for fucking rich people, why do they deserve to live more than I do? Why? It doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I gotta get back to Mom. It's late. And it's been a while. Thanks for everyone who hung out. I think it was just Todd. Thanks for anyone who's watching the VOD. Please support my coffee and my coffee page. It's the bot is in the thing. Like, I don't know how to chat while I'm live on this app right now. No clue. I don't understand how that works now. I don't know how to stream from phones. So anyway, in this new space, as long as I can keep the new space, I'm going to keep streaming once a week. Once Mom is here with me and I can have peace of mind and function, I'll set up a schedule. For now, I'm just going to stream when I can, as I can. Set up my laptop and my camera, my mic. Hello, good to see you again. Hope you're well. Welcome, Cover Time Pete. I was about actually to leave. How are you? Where do I know you from? I see a Melmo. I think that's Melmo's little emote. Well, I don't know how to Twitch when I'm live via Twitch. It doesn't let me interact with the chat the way I thought it would. Oh, Rosemary Teals. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't been able to stream for 2 years, but because I've been unhoused, and now my mom's in the hospital, because of everything. Well, not hospital, sorry. She's been in the hospital, and then over the weekend, they put her in a skilled nursing facility because of crap. But, I'm trying to stream more often again now that I have a space that I can do that. Mom's not okay, so I'm trying to stream as able. You and her were some of the very first streamers I followed on here. It's nice to see you again. Aw, well, thank you so much for following and checking in again. I really hope to be doing music soon. But yeah, I just moved from one hotel to a different one. So, like, I don't have anything set up right now. At the old hotel, I couldn't stream at all because I was, like, in one tiny room with my mom. And anything like this is very confusing for her because she thinks I'm talking to her, or, she if I get, like, excited or upset or anything, she thinks that I'm upset with her. Also, even if that wouldn't happen, I couldn't give her privacy, she wouldn't be able to consent to be on stream or not be on stream. So there was no way to stream from that place. But now I have my own little room and she has her own little room, and we're just fighting to try to keep the room that I just got last Thursday. And I need to find work from home things that I can do while taking care of her when she finally gets out of the skilled nursing facility. And I'm scared they're gonna forced her to stay there. I was so very scared of that. I'm really hoping that she gets out, but yeah, I do have to go because I do have to go check on her again before visiting hours are over. And I was just trying to rest and cool off from outside because our car didn't have AC and I couldn't run around. Sorry to hear that. I hope things get better. I know it's tough. I just had a health scare with my mom recently. Oh no, I'm so sorry. The other hotel we were staying at, the AC broke and she ended up overheating. She's always really been sensitive to the heat. And then they found a UTI going on, which has probably been from the last time it broke because it hasn't properly cooled the room. It wasn't properly cooling the room, and she hadn't been drinking as much water as usual, and like it felt warm to me, but I just assumed it was me, and I was thinking that she just wasn't hydrating because she was upset with me because she had been struggling for a while with everything, and yeah, I'm glad we're out of there, and I'm hoping that we can keep this space for as long as possible. But they're gonna check all her things. She's been malnourished, so now she's on vitamins and stuff like that. So that's gonna help her. And she's been struggling with constipation, probably because she's been dehydrated from that hot room and just drinking her normal amount of water instead of like more. And it was hard to even access water because of how little funds we have. But yeah, I hope to stream more often and get like a schedule going and everything. I hope your mom's doing okay now. Um, I, I I take care of mom 24/7. You know, right now I haven't been able to because she was at the hospital and now she's at a skilled nursing facility. So, but yeah, hopefully I see you again soon, and yeah, I hope to stream again. And thank you for everyone watching on the VOD. And thank you to Todd for resubscribing with Prime. And yeah, thanks everyone. I'm gonna go.